Content discovery. Firstly, we should ask in the context of web application security, what is content? Content can be many things: a file, video, picture, backup, a website feature. When we talk about content discovery, we are not talking about the obvious things we can see on a website. It's the thing that aren't immediately presented to us and that were not always intended for public access. This content could be, for example, pages or portals intended for staff uses, older version of websites, backup files, configuration files, administration panels, etc. There are three main ways of discovering content on a website, which will cover: manually, automated, and OSINT, open source intelligence. We can start the attack box by clicking on the start menu. First question: what is the content discovery method that begins with M? Here is the answer: is manually, automated, and OSINT. So M, manual. What is the content discovery method that begins with A? Automated. What is the content discovery method that begins with O? OSINT. Next section. There are multiple places we can manually check on a website to start discovering more content. Robots.txt. The robots.txt file is a document that tells search engine which pages they are and are not allowed to show on their search engine result, or ban specific search engines from crawling the websites altogether. It can be common practice to restrict certain website areas so they are not displayed in a search engine result. These pages may be areas such as administration portals, or files meant for website's customers. These files give us a great list of locations on the website that the owners don't want us to discover as a penetration tester. First of all, start the machine. I will access this with IP address. So machine has been started. Now access the website. Here in this robot.txt file, we can see that this /staff portal is disallowed. So that is the answer for our flag. What is the directory in the robot that is not allowed to view by the web crawlers? /staff portal. The third section, manual discovery favicon. Favicon is a small icon displayed on the browser address bar or tab used for branding a website. Sometimes when frameworks are used to build a website, a favicon that is a part of installation gets left over, or if the website developer does not replace this with a custom one, this can give us a clue on what framework is in use. OWASP hosts a database of common framework icons that you can use to check against the target favicon. Once we know the framework stack, we can use external resources to discover more about it. So here on the attack box, open Firefox and enter this URL. Here you will see a basic website with a note saying website coming soon. Website coming soon. If you look at your tabs, you will notice an icon that confirms the site is using a favicon. There is this CGI pin. Behind the page source, you will see a line 6 contains a link with the image of favicon as a file. If we see the source file, there is the image slash favicon. If you run the following command in the database, it will download the favicons and it gets its MD hash value. You can then look up on the here is the icon. So copy this. Here is the hash value. This current field that looks equal of user. In this case, you should use a VM for this. If you hash ends with then your call payment. Okay. So I need to consider the what frame did the fabric icon belong to? Okay, now we can see into this website hash value CG. This is the matching of our hash value CJIRC. So this is the answer for this flag. Fourth section, manual discovery, sitemap.xml. Sitemap.xml, unlike the robots.txt file which restricts what search engine crawlers can look at, the sitemap.xml files gives a list of every file that website owner wishes to be listed on a search engine. This can sometimes contain areas of website that are a bit more difficult to navigate, or even list some old pages that the current site no longer uses but are still working behind the scenes. Take a look at the sitemap.xml file on the Acme IT support website to see if there is any new content we haven't yet discovered. So open this link, new tab. So here is the result of XML file. Now the question is, what is the path of secret area that can be found inside XML file? Contact slash news. This is the home slash news page, news slash article news contact customer, news article ID 2, article ID 3, contact customer login. This is the secret area. So this is the path for a secret area. Now we can accept this. You find the site point. So this is the answer for this video. fifth section, menu discovery, HTTP headers. When we make request to a web server, the server returns various HTTP headers. These headers can sometimes contain useful information such as the website, software, and possibly the programming or scripting language in use. In the below example, we can see the web server is an Nginx version 1.18.0 and runs PHP version 7.4.3. Using this information, we could find vulnerable version of the software being used. Try running the following curl command against the web server whether the B switch enables verbose mode, which will output the errors. There might be something interesting. Okay, copy this link. Okay, curl. Here is the header message. Now, what is the flag value from the X flag header? Here is the X flag value. Value is deviation. This is the answer for our flag. Framework stack. Once you have established the framework of a website, either from the above icon example or by looking for clues in the page source such as comments, copyright notice, or credits, you can locate the framework websites. From there, we can learn more about the software and other information, possibly leading to more content we can discover. Looking at the page source of our ACME ITI support website, you will see a comment at the end of every page with a page load time and also link to the framework website, which is this. Can view the website and view source. Here is the link comment. Here is the link of the framework. Now, let's take a look inside and viewing the documentation flag gives us the path of framework's administration portal, which gives us a flag viewed on ACME site. Viewing the documentation page. So here is the documentation page. The documentation from the framework is pre-installed on your website administration portal. Once you have installed the framework, navigate to this path on website. Here is the default password we can log in with. Username admin and password admin. Username admin, password admin, login. This is our flag level. OSINT, Open Source Intelligence, Google Docking or Docking. There are also external resources available that can help in discovering information about your target website. These resources are often referred to as an OSINT or Open Source Intelligence, as they are freely available tools that collect information. Google Docking. Google Hacking or Docking utilize Google's advanced search engine feature, which allow you to pick out custom content. You can, for instance, pick out results for certain domain name using site filter. For example, site TryHackMe. Example site can search and try hack. There is the TryHackMe shop. The result is only TryHackMe.com. Search returns results only from the specific website address. You can use in URL admin return results that have the specified word in the URL. File type PDF returns results which are particular file extension. In title admin returns results that contain the specified word in the title. So in URL admin.google.com, dictionary.cambridge.admin, learn.microsoft learn, admin.desktop, there is no result. Google.com, admin.google was Google, admin.google. We can also look up more Google.com in this website, jis-ctf. Google Hacking Database. This is the list of all 503 pages. What Google Doc operator can be used to only show results from a particular site? Answer this site. Vocalizer. Vocalizer is an online tool and browser extension that helps identify what technologies a website uses, such a framework, content management system, CMS, and payment process, and much more. And it can even find version numbers as well as what the online tool can be used to identify what technology a website is running. Answer is Vocalizer. Vocalizer. Wayback Machine. The Wayback Machine is a historical archive of websites that dates back to the late 90s. You can search a domain name and it will show you all the time and the service grab the web pages and save the content. This service can help uncover old pages that may still be active on the current website. What is the website address for the Wayback Machine? That is the link inside of the flag. This is the Wayback Machine. We can search like https tryhackme.com history. Back this falling December 2000. You can see this version. So this is the version of the TryHackMe website in 2018, 21 December. This is how it looks. To understand GitHub, users need to understand Git. Git is a version control system that tracks changes to files in a project. Working in a team is easier because you can see what each team member is editing and what changes they made to files. When users have finished making their changes, they commit them with a message and then push them back to the central location called repository for other users to then pull those changes to their local machine. GitHub is a hosted version of Git on this internet. Repositories can either be set to public or private and have various access controls. You can use GitHub search features to look for company names or website names to try and locate repositories belonging to your target. Once discovered, you may have access to source code, password, and other content that you hadn't yet found. What is Git? What is Git? Git is a version control system. Version control system. S3 buckets. S3 buckets are storage service provided by Amazon AWS, allowing people to save files and even static website content in the cloud accessible over HTTP and HTTPS. The owner of the files can set access permission to either make files public, private, and even writable. Sometimes these access permissions are incorrectly set and inadvertently allow access to files that shouldn't be available to the public. The format of the S3 bucket is HTTP or HTTPS, the name, and s3.amazonaws.com, where name is decided by the owner, such as TryHackMe assets.s3.amazonaws.com. S3 buckets can be discovered in many ways, such as finding URLs in the website page, source, GitHub repositories, or even automating the process. One common automation method is by using the company name followed by common terms such as name assets, name www, or name public or name private, etc. What URL format do Amazon S3 buckets in s3.amazonaws.com. What is automated discovery? Automated discovery is the process of using tools to discover content rather than doing it manually. This process is automated as it usually contains hundreds, thousands, or even millions of requests to web server. These requests check whether a file or directory exists on a website, giving us access to resources we didn't previously known existed. This process is made possible by using a resource called word list. What is word list? Word lists are just a text file that contain a long list of commonly used words. They can cover many different use cases. For example, a password word list includes the most frequently used password, whereas we are looking for content in our case. So we would require a list containing the most commonly used directory and file name. An excellent resource for the word list that is pre-installed on the TSM attack box is this setlist, which Daniel Misler creates. Automating tools. So there are many different content discovery tools available, all with their features and flaws. We are going to cover three which are pre-installed on our attack box: Puff, Derp, and GoMaster. On the attack box, execute the following three commands targeting the ACME IT support website and see what result you got. So copy this link. list install in my home directory checklist discovery web content common.txt file, and the link is http 10.10.83.197 volts. Using the result from the command above, please answer the following question. What is the name of directory beginning to /mo/ that was discovered? Okay, first of all, okay, we can see status code 2000, meaning this was success. So mo monthly. First answer will be /monthly. What is the name of the log file that was discovered? Okay, log file development.log file. So this room is completed. We will see the next room, subdomain information.